looked at the law of being, the law of unfoldment, the law of attraction, the law of faith, and the law of love and non-resistance. Now, if you've missed any of these, or if you'd like to review them again, they are posted on our website, which is unityspiritualcenter.org, or on our Unity Spiritual Center Asbury, New Jersey Facebook page. Now, there are many facets to the Jewel of Truth. In this series, Eric covers the 7 laws that he considers fundamental, all stemming from that one main law, which is the law of oneness. And that's expressed in Deuteronomy 6:4 when he said, "Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God is one." And that includes us. Today, we're dealing with the law of reversibility. Now, this law reminds me of a mirror. What we see in a mirror is captured on that mirror and reflected back to us. The reflection in that mirror looks real, but it's just a reflection. Eric uses the movie as an example. He says that sights and sounds can be captured on film and reproduced on a screen. What's captured on film is reproduced and projected, so we sense and see something very like that which is real, but it's not. It's a projection. Now, the law of reversibility takes an experience, reproduces it, and projects it back to us again. So based on the law of reversibility, whatever we feel through an experience can be brought back into expression. That is, whatever we experience in a relationship, in a challenge, in the world around us, creates feelings within us. They could be happiness, sadness, disappointment, euphoria, whatever the feelings, those feelings are captured in consciousness. These feelings, these sensations, these awarenesses can be reproduced and brought back into our lives again. Now, the principle of reversibility is not just metaphysical. It has its roots in physics and psychology. Consciousness or feeling has a tremendous influence on what we experience. And if we can alter the consciousness or alter the feeling, then we can reduce the negative experiences we have. And this is all through the process of the law of reversibility. There are no experiences unrelated to consciousness. I'm going to say that again. It's really important. There are no experiences unrelated to consciousness. And we will experience in one form or another only what we have accepted into our consciousness. This is something we need to be very mindful and aware of. If there's something going on out there that upsets us or disturbs us, our reaction to that is about us. And there's something in our consciousness that's attracting it to us. I want to be very clear here. We do not practice metaphysical malpractice. That is, we don't take whatever we're feeling and turn it against us. Right now, we're looking at the law and what the law does and what the law says. The thing is, unless we own the condition, own our reaction, admit that it's in our consciousness, then we have no control over it. But if we can admit that the reaction is our own, that the feelings are our feelings, then we can empower ourselves to do something about it and change it in consciousness. By the law of reversibility, the implication is vast, because if we change the reaction, change the feeling, reverse the direction of consciousness, then we can actually push away the negative things and attract to us the things that will bring joy and fulfillment, attract to ourselves the things that we want. Now, if we don't own our reaction, if we don't own our feelings, if we don't own what's manifest, then we become a victim to it. And all the prayer and affirmations in the world won't do anything unless we admit to ourselves that there's something in our consciousness and in our feelings that brought this to us. Because when we admit it, we can change it. Now, the law of reversibility deals with thought activity at the level of feeling. Proverbs 23:7 says, "For as he thinks in his heart, so is he." The heart is the feeling center. So what we feel, we bring to us. It's the feeling that is the key to the experiences that we have. The allness of God is always present everywhere at all times. But if we limit our beliefs, our feelings, our attitudes, we restrict the divine process because we can only experience that which we accept in consciousness. So, this limitless potentiality that we all have can only manifest in our lives based on our level of consciousness. That which is projected on the screen through our own feelings. In Mark 11:24, Jesus says, "Therefore I tell you, whatever you ask for in prayer, believe that you have received it and it will be yours." Jesus is saying that we can have everything that we want, but first we have to accept the fact that we already have it. This means that if we can get into the consciousness and the feeling of receiving and having it even before we receive it, then by the law of reversibility, we can actually reproduce those things in our lives. The key here is to get into the feeling of it. Ask yourself the question, how would I feel right now if the thing that I am working for, praying for, hoping for was already here? How would it feel? How would I feel? Then visualize it and imagine it. And imagine it with great gratitude and joy. Really, really feel it. I have an example of this, and I'm relaying the story from memory. One of my favorite authors is Greg Braden. And in his book, The Isaiah Effect, The Lost Art of Prayer, he shares an experience that he had regarding this law of reversibility. He was out west with on a Native American reservation visiting a friend, and they were experiencing a severe drought. His friend invited him to join him as he prayed rain. Now, Greg didn't totally understand it and said, "You mean pray for rain?" And his friend said, "No, pray rain." So he got in the car with his friend and they drove out to the desert grassland. And he watched as his friend moved into the middle of an area where he sang and danced according to Native American traditions. When he was done, he and Greg got back into the car, drove back to the reservation. Within a short period of time, it started to rain. His friend explained that he prayed rain, meaning he experienced the rain. He felt what it was like to have the rain coming down on his body, drenching him when he was dancing. He basked in the feelings of the rain, expressed gratitude to the rain. And that's how he prayed rain. The same is true for us. We need to get into that feeling about what we want. If you want more joy, imagine it, be it, feel the joy welling up within you. And it is so. Again, Jesus said, "Therefore I tell you, whatever you ask for in prayer, believe that you have received it and it will be yours." You have to believe it. You have to feel it, and then you will see it. Now, Eric also invites us to look at the idea of adversity. So what's adversity? Now, the meaning, according to the dictionary, is to turn toward or opposed to. But normally we think of adversity as something out there standing in our way. The truth is, adversity is not out there. Adversity is a symptom we experience. It's fear, worry, resistance, resentment, prejudice. All of those things lie within ourselves. And when we're willing to own that these are ours, then we can do something about it. In Matthew 5:25, Jesus says, agree with your adversary quickly. Now, Jesus is talking about our own adverse reactions. He's saying, own them. Admit that they exist in our consciousness, because then we can correct them. We can't change or correct them if we don't admit they exist. When we reverse the adversity in our own consciousness, we turn our whole life around. This is what Paul meant when he said, be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. We're spiritual beings having a human experience, and our human experiences can be very challenging at times. We've all had times when we felt down, discouraged, beaten, frustrated, and we just want to give up because it feels like it's never going to end. Believe me, I've been there. This is when we need to be compassionate with ourselves. Accept what we are, but be gentle with ourselves. Again, no metaphysical malpractice. But know that we have the ability to turn it around. This is a time to extend kindness to ourselves and do something that will help us lift out of it. Maybe it's calling a friend you haven't spoken to or seen in a while, or going for a walk, or watching something on TV that's funny, that's going to make you laugh. Maybe it's buying yourself flowers, or just taking a much needed break from the world. But we can change it. We have within our beingness the ability to change things. Eric gave a great example of this, about turning things around. Now, Eric was a child during the Depression. He had 4 siblings, and his father traveled a lot to get work. So it was basically his mother and the kids. When he was young, there were times that they couldn't make ends meet. Sometimes there wasn't enough food, or they didn't have shoes. And there were even times when they didn't know if they were going to have somewhere to live. Now, if you remember, Eric's mother was embedded in Unity teachings, and she was a Unity minister. When times were bad and she felt down and out, she would do what we would call acting as if. If she was down to her last dollar, she would take the kids to a movie. Back then, 6 people could go to a movie for $1. And they would express gratitude for being able to go to the movies and have such a wonderful time. If she was down to her last quarter, she would take them for ice cream. And they would express how much they loved the ice cream and how grateful they were for it, and just lavish in the feeling of eating that ice cream. And when she was down to her last penny, she had a ritual that she'd do with the kids. She'd take them out onto the back porch at night, and she played a game with them. They would all make a wish and know and feel that they were in the lap of luxury of the universe. And she would throw the penny into the breeze, and they would all give thanks for their abundance. Then they'd go to bed and feel secure in knowing that the process had worked. Now, he didn't know it at the time, but this was the law of reversibility. His mother did this as a way of reversing their consciousness, of getting out of the sense of helplessness and hopelessness and getting into the feeling of affluence. Once the feelings changed, their world would change. So if you're experiencing something that's keeping you down, if things seem hopeless or you feel helpless, know that there's a power and a presence within you, that the allness of God is always present in all ways, always. And you have the ability to turn your consciousness around. Start by knowing that you are not those feelings of helplessness and hopelessness. You are a part of the divine process that is always working for you, not against you. But the reversal needs to start within you. Reverse those feelings by owning them. Then affirm the truth of who you are, a divine expression of God in the world expressing as you. Remember, it's the Father's good wishes to give you the kingdom. And that kingdom is here now within you. It's your natural inheritance. Affirm this, own this, know this, and envision yourself whole, healed, joy-filled, and abundant. The act of envisioning it will activate the law of reversibility, and you'll feel your mood lifting. Again, believe me, I've done this more than once. Do it daily. Do it several times a day. Do it as often as you need. Envision yourself being joyful, abundant, fulfilled. Feel all the feelings that go with that. Envision what it is you want to create, what it is you want to do, what it is you want to be. Feel the feelings that go with that. Feel in your consciousness being joyful, fulfilled, and on purpose. Give thanks for believing and knowing that this is the way things work through divine law. Know that the universe supports you and only wants good for you. Know it, own it, be it. So now I invite you to close your eyes as we move into meditation. Allow yourself to get comfortable in your seat. Put your feet flat on the floor, your hands on your lap, and just allow yourselves to breathe. Know with every breath you take, as you breathe in, you are breathing life-affirming oxygen. And as you breathe out, you release all the stress, all the tensions, all the things that you carry on your shoulders. And you physically feel your shoulders relax. As you breathe in joy, and you breathe out fear. As you breathe in confidence, and you breathe out concern. And you just allow your breath to slow down, and you breathe at a comfortable pace for you. I know that I am a spiritual being having a human experience. And as a human, challenges exist. I see them in the world around them. I see them manifest in my life. But I know these challenges can be reversed. I know that if it comes to me, I can reverse it. If it comes to me, I can move through it. I know that I'm constantly and continually supported by the allness of God, by the spirit of divinity within me. And I know that my feelings are about me, not anything outside of me. Those things may trigger my response, but my response is within me, and I have the power to change them. So whenever I have a negative reaction to something, whenever I feel fearful about something, I own those feelings. I own that I may feel discouraged. I own that I may feel helpless. I own that I may feel hopeless in the moment. But those are temporary conditions that can be changed when I hand them over to the Holy Spirit. And in doing so, I release them. And then I can move into feeling, into imagining, into visualizing what it is to feel full of joy, to feel nothing but love, to imagine what it is that I want and to feel all the feelings that go with that. And in that moment, I express gratitude for already having and being what I want. I affirm my oneness. And in this oneness, all things are possible. So right now, in this moment, I go within and I allow myself to envision, to imagine, to feel all that I want and desire. So I allow myself to move deeper and deeper into the silence. And I listen. And now I bring to mind anyone who may be in need of prayer, all those on our unity prayer list, all those on silent unity. And we extend these prayers to the wider circle of the world. We affirm that there's a power and a presence within them that will see them through any challenge, any circumstance that they are currently experiencing. We know that it's complete, it's over, it's done, that they are whole and healthy and one in divinity, one in consciousness, one in being. And we extend these prayers and know that all of humanity is one, And this awareness of oneness comes to them and is prominent within their consciousness. So now I invite you to bring your consciousness back into the body, your body, back into the room where you are. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. Welcome back. This is the time in our service where we have the opportunity to give. So I invite you to take your gifts and hold them in your hand. And just breathe your love into these gifts. Breathe what these gifts mean to you and the wonderful work that these gifts do. Breathe knowing that as you extend this gift, it comes right back to you. We are so grateful for the ability to give and to receive, and we affirm that God is our source and God consciousness is our supply. We're so grateful for this awareness. And we allow ourselves to sit back in the beautiful, loving glow and feeling of divine abundance. And so it is. And I invite you with your mics muted to bless the gifts with me. Divine love as me blesses and multiplies all that I choose to give and all that I am open to receive, and I am grateful.